What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NLX. My name is Jake, and we're talking about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild once again. Today, I want to talk about the Guardians, and more specifically, their tactics, strengths, and potentially hidden weaknesses. First things first, I want to briefly talk about the things we already know about the Guardians. First and foremost, we know that they have an insane amount of health. As we can see in this clip, this particular Guardian has 1500 HP, which is nuts because the most damage we've seen a weapon do so far is 14 damage. That weapon is the Soldier's Broadsword if you're curious, but either way, we have a long way to go if we expect to be able to easily defeat these Guardians. Health points aside, we do know the Guardians have a variety of weaknesses. The very first trailer ever released for Breath of the Wild showed us that if you shoot the Guardians in the eye, it does extra damage. This damage can be further increased by using different kinds of arrows, such as explosive arrows, fire arrows, ice arrows, and even this special energy arrow we see Link use in this clip. We also know that it's possible to cut off the Guardian's legs, or at least damage them, as you can see in this clip right here. I can't imagine they would make it so you're able to cut off all the Guardian's legs, but if so, that would be a great way to immobilize these tough enemies. All that being said, it still seems that even hours and hours into the game, these Guardians will present a pretty tough challenge to take down. That is, unless we get an item that would make them much easier to defeat. In a previous video, I mentioned that I think the Gale Boomerang might make an appearance in this game. Well, now I'm going to tell you guys why I think that. If you watch this clip pretty closely, you can see that when the Guardians are hit, they're tipped backwards for a quick second. Well, if you look really closely, you can actually see what appears to be another weak point on the bottom of the Guardians. Now, there are a couple ways this could work out. It's possible that I'm reading too much into this, and it could just be the design of the enemy, but I really don't think that it is. So let's assume that this is a weak spot. How could you be able to hit it? There definitely isn't enough time to attack with a melee weapon during this stun animation, so there must be another way. Perhaps during combat you might be able to place a bomb and lead the Guardian to stand on top of it and then detonate the bomb. We've seen people throw bombs at the Guardians without much effect, but we've never seen anyone detonate a bomb with a Guardian standing on top of it. Judging by what we've actually seen of the game, this is a likely strategy, but setting up a bomb like that seems like it would be pretty difficult. I think there must be an easier way to attack this weak spot. And that's where my speculation about the Gale Boomerang comes in. A boomerang of some kind has made an appearance in almost every Zelda game, so it's likely we'll see one in Breath of the Wild. And we also know this game features a deep physics engine that includes wind. As we can see in this clip, Link is even able to use the updraft created by fire to get a lift into the air using his paraglider. Since wind seems to already have such a strong presence in this game, it would make sense for them to include the Gale Boomerang. This is all speculation, obviously, but imagine getting wrecked by Guardians over and over again for the first half of the game, and then you get the Gale Boomerang, and everything changes. What if your boomerang gave you the ability to flip Guardians onto their back for a brief period of time, during which this weak point would become exposed? We already know that their eye is an obvious weak point, but it seems that hitting them in the eye only does a little extra damage. What if this weak spot underneath them allowed you to hit for way more damage? This could be a natural way for the game to make Link stronger without simply adding more damage to his weapons. Because let's face it, 1500 HP is a lot, and I don't see weapons in this game dealing out hundreds of points of damage, at least not for quite some time. But like I said before, this is all purely speculation, but as we get closer and closer to launch, I can't help but talk about this stuff. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Guardians really do have another secret weak spot? And what do you think the chances are we're actually going to see the Gale Boomerang in this game? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. And if you'd like to see more content like this, why not subscribe and stay updated with all things Breath of the Wild. But as always guys, thanks for watching and praise the games. Peace guys.